Welcome back to Keeping Up with Karishma, my weekly YouTube series where I get to share all the things that I've been working on and you get to hear all about it. So we are now on episode 3. Yes, episode 3, and I couldn't be more excited. I wasn't even sure if I was going to make it past the first video, but I'm here and I think we're here to stay for the foreseeable future. I really love creating these, but basically it's just like me talking and then uploading the video. But I love creating this and I am excited to maybe do something more with it, whether it's edits, whether it's vlogs, whether it's maybe adding an additional video. I think there's a lot here for me to share. And so if you've already watched the first 2 videos, thank you so much. If you're new here, welcome. Either way, I am going to keep doing these because I really, really love doing it. Today's video is an interesting one because I think we're going to get a little bit deeper into the writing stuff, business, human design, just a little bit more in depth in terms of what I do. And I've just come off the back of a weekend where I wasn't on social media at all. And it meant that I read not 1, but 2 books and I made these delicious Nutella brownies. And if I was doing edits, I would like insert a picture of the Nutella brownies, but instead you can just imagine them and just know that they were delicious. But yes, I want to share about the books that I've reading. Or read, I should say. I will share those at the very end. But let's talk all things business and writing and human design. So if you go back to the very first video of mine, episode 1, I talked about how when I got back from a trip from Canada, I came back and I had this blank canvas to create whatever I wanted. So in terms of writing and human design, I was really coming up with specific offers or ways in which I could work with people in a more formal, thought out way. Because prior to now, I've always just had people come to me and say, can you do this? And I'll be like, yeah. Or someone would come to me and say, it would be a previous client and they say, I know someone that is looking for a book editor. Are you available? And I would say yes. Or, a contract would come up through someone I knew, and it was very much fluid, and I loved how it was always organic and something new was happening. But it definitely felt like it was very fluid and not necessarily in a sustainable or solid way, because when all your work comes through word of mouth, it's amazing, but it can often just feel a little bit too fluid, a little bit all over the place, a little bit like I wasn't even necessarily clear about my own value or what I was even offering to people. And so the last 3-4 months have been an amazing time to really get clear into that, or have clarity around what that looks like and exactly the ways in which I feel I best support people. So from the human design side, there are many ways in which I could help people when it comes to human design, just basically looking at a chart and telling you more about someone. But what I really love and what I'm planning on launching as a formal offer is foundation readings for newbies, so people that are brand new to human design. And I am going to be doing a launch special where there is going to be a discount, so keep an eye out for that. And people can then have a full foundational human design reading. And it's really interesting because the way that I offer my human design readings is to give people not just a full reading, which is 90 minutes, but after the reading for the next week, they also get a week of time to ask questions, to get clarifications, to share aha moments. Like, there's a lot that people can get. It's like a free week of coaching. So I really love that I do that. And I also always allow for a week before the reading, so I have a lot of time to look at a person's chart, see what might be going on, really do a full in-depth analysis that you don't always necessarily get time for if you just book the reading on the day. So we're really doing deep analytical chart analysis. So I love that. And so, yeah, primarily I am going to be doing foundational human design readings, but I can do other things as well. But I think that's the one that I see the most benefit in for people. And I love working with people that are brand new to human design, people that are open to it, but they want it to be practical. They want it to help their lives. They want it to feel like it's tangible and easy. And I often get told that I make human design seem not weird and easy and digestible and practical and all those things. And so that's what I really bring to a human design reading. So I'm very excited to bring more out in terms of that. And so what we're really doing is we're going to actually do like 2 weeks of like posts and sharing on social media about like how I see human design, my approach, what happens with a design, with a reading, all these things. And then we will launch our promotion, which I'm very excited for. And then after that, we'll just go back to like standard pricing. But I really want to do something special to like properly launch it. So that's the human design stuff. I always see it as a side hustle or like a complementary thing to what I do, because to me, human design, and that's the way I approach my readings, and that's the way I kind of want to position it, is it's important to me and it is part of what I do, and it does inform many aspects of who I am and how I do things, but it's not the full thing. And so, yeah, we're going to be doing human design readings. And then the other thing that I'm really working on and I've really built out, and this is the big main dish, this is the big kahuna, this is the big thing that we're working on, is establishing my brand and my positioning as a writer and an instructional designer and a learning consultant who helps people finish projects, especially the types of projects that have been on someone's list for far too long. So it might be finally finishing the book, or launching a particular course, or getting that membership going, or doing a full educational audit of someone's course offerings. It's these big, chunky, writing-based projects that people just don't get round to. And sometimes it's because they don't have the skill set. Often it's because they don't have the time. And because of that, I'm someone that can come in and just know what needs to get done, do it, and it gets done. And I really am so passionate about these types of offers and working with people in this way, because I really think in this day and age, there's a lot of people, they just want things done. They don't want to be learning all the skills. They have other things that they want to do. And so these types of offerings are the best ways in which people can work with me. And I also think the best ways in which people can get results. So I'm actually going to outline what these are. And I'm also doing this off the top of my head, no scripting. We're doing one edit, no takes. So hopefully I say all the different offers and I don't miss anything. So the first thing that I offer is what I call a project strategy or clarity session. And that's basically where someone comes to me with a specific piece of work. I look at it, I see what's stuck, what's not working, what they need to do to finish it, and we then get the project done. And that's sort of reviewing it, a call, and then completion. The other thing I offer is educational audits. And so that's basically doing a full learning and development review from an instructional designer perspective on how your courses, your membership, any educational offerings are working. And then I offer you suggestions on how to actually improve this for either course completion increasing, or membership, retention, just like anything to help you really ensure that you're putting out the best educational offerings. And then my other two offerings are basically either supporting with book writing or supporting with book editing. So I can ghostwrite a book for you, I can help you write a book in terms of support, research, and then editing. I offer everything from just one level of edit all the way to a full editing package. So that's the nutshell. I'm doing that off the top of my head. Probably do need to refine it a little bit, but on the whole, I really do feel passionate about those. And so again, with the writing offers, I think it's really just going to be putting them out there. I do have a bit of a content plan in terms of how I'm putting these out, what I'm positioning myself as, how I'm positioning these, the types of content I feel that would be helpful with this. So there's a whole plan on it. I actually like print out all my plans and then have that, and then that's what I'm following. So that is what I'm doing. So we're very much in a big phase of, there's going to be lots of posts, lots of publishing on social media, lots of sharing, lots of connecting, and I'm excited to put these out. So as much as it seems like a lot of work, or it could be seen as a lot of work, I'm like, let's go. It is time, and I really believe in what I do and who I am and what I bring. So that's it in a nutshell. We're working on the human design, we're working on the writing, we're bringing these out to the world, and I guess it'll be a bit of a wait and see. I guess now could also be a good time to talk about what I hope happens. And it's like, I hope that certain people are interested, or if they're not interested, we learn what people are interested in. Because I sometimes think the only way that you figure out whether you are positioning yourself right, or whether you've got your branding, your marketing, all that kind of stuff right, is from like testing it out. So who knows what's going to happen, but I do feel excited at the very least to put things out and then connect with people. And, you know, I'm very open to being wrong. And what I mean by that is, if I put out everything and like no one is interested, I would actually be really okay with that. And I'll tell you why. Because the market is the market and they will always tell you. And so if the market tells me, hey, we're not interested and nobody wants this, it could be that my offers are off the mark. It could be that my positioning isn't right. It could be many things, but at least we'll know. But if we don't try, we'll never know. So that's it in a nutshell. We are going to finish with the books that I've read because I think it's really cool. And if you watched episode 2, we are linking back to that. So in episode 2, I talked about this book, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and how, I don't know if I mentioned it in the second video, but I actually bought this book because I got tired of getting it out from the library and renewing it and then like never getting around to it. But interestingly, since I bought the book, I actually read the whole thing over a couple days, really enjoyed it. A little bit predictable in parts, but I'm often good at like figuring things out in terms of what authors use and things like that, but definitely enjoyed it. Fun, easy weekend read. And I think the biggest thing is, without any spoilers, it really reminded me the complexities of character and the actions we take as people. So I will leave it just as that for this book, but yeah, would recommend. And then the other book, because I was enjoying the first book that I read so much, I was like, let me see what else I have. And I had this book, which is called The Mushroom Tapes, Conversations on a Triple Murder Trial. And so it's basically written by 3 women. And basically, if you're from Australia, you will know the Erin Patterson trial. And basically, it's about a woman who she invites over her husband's devoutly Christian family to lunch. And within days, 3 of her guests were dead and the 4th was in a coma, and they'd all been poisoned by death cap mushrooms. And so basically this woman stood on trial, attempted of 3 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. And it's one of those stories where when you get into the details, it's so fascinating, like learning all the things she did and didn't do and the action she took and things that seem strange. And like, I kind of knew, and I'd followed the story through YouTube and like just what was in the media and things like this, but it really did a deeper dive and I really loved it. And I think between both those books, it's really ignited something in me to keep reading. I also find that when I read more, it makes me a better writer. And that's the whole thing. But yeah, 2 books read. And I'm also thinking, do I set myself like a bit of a reading goal for the year? Because I think it would be kind of cool. So that's where I'm at with everything. 2 books read, working on writing stuff, working on human design stuff. And I guess I will see you next week. If you enjoyed this video and you stayed here for the full 12 or so minutes or more than that, give this video a like. If you enjoyed it and you want to keep seeing more, please subscribe. And if you want to see something specific or you just want to say hey, comment. I respond to every comment because I'm so thrilled to have you here. So that is another episode done and dusted. I will see you next week. Have a great week.